Morning lads and lasses, how we doing and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's daily news video, we have two bits of Newcastle United. I was going to say transfer news there, just off past experiences. We have two bits of Newcastle United news, starting off with some injury news, and straight off the bat, it's not great whatsoever. Our star striker, Alexander Isak, is a major doubt for tomorrow's clash against the champions, Manchester City. At the time of recording, Newcastle United will take on Manchester City tomorrow at 12:30, and Alexander Isak is a major doubt. We'll take a look what injury Isak is suffering. As we may know, he is suffering with a toe injury, but it's got that bit more serious, which is not what we want to hear whatsoever. In other news, and much more positive news, it's been reported by Fabrizio Romano that Newcastle United and Anthony Gordon have agreed terms to sign a new contract. Anthony Gordon has put pen to paper to settle his future on Tyneside until 2030. Much more news on that one in just a second. So if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. Let me know down below if Alexander Isak is well and truly out for tomorrow's game against Manchester City. Who would you start as our striker? William Asula. It would be pretty tough to chuck him in at the deep end against the champions. Could Anthony Gordon go up top with Harvey Barnes on the left and Jacob Murphy on the right? By the way, of course, we will get through both sets of news, but stay till the end of the video as I've got some personal news to share, and it's pretty big. All I can say is thank you. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, although I'm smiling, we'll start off with the much more negative news. It's been reported by Craig Hope that Alexander Isak is a major doubt for tomorrow's game against the champions. The striker is nursing a toe injury and has not trained once since playing against Fulham. It's been confirmed that the Swede has actually broken his toe, although playing a full match against Fulham. After that match against Fulham, where of course we got beat 3-1, wasn't an impressive performance by anyone, including Alexander Isak. He was nursing a toe injury in that game, but after the game had finished, it kind of flared up, which is only aggravating it, and hence why he is a major doubt for Man City. Not to mention, he's broken his toe. I'm praying though, this is mind games by Eddie Howe. Before that Fulham clash, Eddie Howe did say that he was a doubt for the Fulham game, and he ended up playing the full 90 minutes. Now, I like to think I'm a very positive thinking Newcastle United fan. I always try and find the little glimmer of hopes in very dark situations, as I'm doing right now. But you've got to feel going in against the champions without Alexander Isak, it's pretty demoralising. It kind of feels like we are some sort of rabbits and we're being chucked in a pond full of alligators. Man City, although they don't have Rodri, are the best team in the world, and they can pick apart any team, especially a Newcastle United side which has not been performing at their best recently, and without Alexander Isak. We've seen what he done against Man City at St James's Park last season. That tiny, even though it may have been a bit of luck, that tiny little bit of sheer excellence from players like Alexander Isak is what you need against the big boys. And unfortunately, if we don't have Isak, it's not going to look good for Newcastle. Moving on though to the other man that scored against Man City at St James's Park last season, funnily enough, it's been reported by Fabrizio Romano that Anthony Gordon is set to sign a new contract at Newcastle United. An agreement between the player and the club has been reached, as the winger will move amongst the top earners at Newcastle United before previously taking home £65,000 per week on his first contract that was signed. Let's be real here, although £65,000 a week is a lot of money, that certainly needed upgraded for the performances he put in last season. And although that this article right here by Fabrizio Romano says that Gordon's contract will run until 2029, later on Fabrizio Romano then stated his contract will run until 2030, obviously 6 years from now. Eddie Howe also had some words to share on Gordon's soon to be announced new contract at Newcastle United, this is exactly what Eddie said. We'd love him to commit his future here. We need to try and help him get back to his very best levels. If this means that signing a new contract, then I'm all for that, to help him be settled and concentrate on his football. Absolutely wonderfully reassuring news coming out of the media today. Amongst interest from Liverpool all throughout the season, Newcastle United and Anthony Gordon are set to be best mates again. Anthony Gordon will pen down his future for the next 6 years at Newcastle United. He'll nearly be 30 years old by the time his contract has run up. That sounds very crazy to say, by the way. But hopefully this means that Anthony Gordon can regroup that form from last season. And by the way, what form that was, 20 plus goals and assists, but it's not the goals and assists I love talking about as a footballer. Of course, when you look at statistics, you just kind of look at forwards, oh, if he didn't score, he did an assist in that game, he must have had a bad game. The way Anthony Gordon plays, and he's so vital to Newcastle United, not because of the goals and assists. Yes, he can do that, which is unbelievably important and fantastic, but the reason I love Anthony Gordon and why I think he's so vital and important to Newcastle United, it's because of that work rate. Yes, of course, his offensive capabilities are unbelievable, one of the best in the league, and, in my opinion, the best left winger in the Premier League. However, that determination and that work rate to get back and win the ball when he loses it, to help back in defence, that's why I love Anthony Gordon. If you are going to be a hard worker at Newcastle United, 9 times out of 10, the fans are going to absolutely adore you. But nevertheless, what news it is hearing that Anthony Gordon is set to sign a new contract at Newcastle United. On the other hand though, Alexander Isak is a major doubt for Manchester City, or I should say for the Man City game. I hope he hasn't signed for them, I'm joking, but it's not great news on Isak's side. However, we can see the sort of glimmer of hope on the other side to it, that Anthony Gordon is set to sign a new contract. Anyways though, I have some personal news to share, which I just want to say thank you. First of all, I may have to apologise. There will be no matchday vlog tomorrow against Manchester City. I am sorry, but it's for a good reason. JD Sports, yes, the shop JD Sports, have invited me down to an executive box at Newcastle United to create some content for myself and for JD Sports. Unfortunately, I don't think it would be as long so I could put it on YouTube. I kind of like keeping them to an exact same time frame, maybe from 6 to 10 minutes. I think it would be a lot shorter, so I don't exactly want to put some crappy content out, shall we say. But JD have invited me down to create some content in an executive box. I'll be watching the game in a posh box, thanks to JD. So yet again, thank you, you lot. You genuinely make this happen, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, anything. If you genuinely like, comment, share, all that sort of stuff that boosts these videos, this is what it gets to happen. And I really, really do appreciate it. Like, genuinely, I know I've been taking breaks, but this is exactly what I want to do in my life. It's just a massive passion, not only for Newcastle United, but to make videos, to connect with people. I kind of just like meeting new people and sort of stuff. But nevertheless, I'll not get all soppy. Thank you very much for your support. Yet again, if you do want to continue that support, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new. Thank you very much. I've been Geordie Josh. Unfortunately, I won't see you on Saturday, but I will give you a little summary of how that went. Don't worry. Without further ado, I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.